welcome to This Is Your Life. We're here at the Hyatt Regency Sanctuary Cove to surprise one of Australia's greatest tennis players. Our guest of honour's story is an inspirational fairy tale. Country kid fights poverty and prejudice and goes all the way to the top to win 2 Wimbledon crowns. Now, right now, our guest of honour is being interviewed at a dinner for Resort Week's golf tournament. And that's only the beginning of the night. So, come with us and we'll do the surprise.
Well, actually, I've been doing a lot of travelling lately. Since I came back to Australia, it's been, what I keep saying, 5 years. I think it's a bit longer now. But since I've been back, I was really trying to catch up on everything because I've been living in America for about 17 years. And I had a lot of catching up to do with who was who and who was doing what. And
Excuse me to interrupt. Evonne Goolagong Cawley, this is your life.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Roger, I'm going to kill you.
Where is Roger?
I don't know. I can't believe it. I had no idea. Oh, boy. I'm going to kill him.
May I introduce Evonne Goolagong Cawley. So how do you feel?
I think I'm still in shock.
Okay. Evonne Faye Goolagong. You're born on the 31st of July 1951 in the western New South Wales town of Griffith, the third of 9 children to Kenny and Linda Goolagong. Your father is a shearer, and when you're 2, he moves the family to Barellan. You love your childhood, and even today say that they are among the happiest days of your life. Well, here's a group of people who see another side to Evonne Goolagong, a sisterly side.
She was a terrible bedwetter.
And she was afraid of the dark. She was a bit of a tomboy.
She was extremely lazy.
And she was scared of teachers.
She was obsessed with tennis balls.
She'd always forget to wear her knickers at school.
It's your dobbing brothers and sisters, Barbara, Larry, Gail, Kevin, Janelle, Ian and Molly.
It's about time I saw them all together.
Well, how long has it been?
Well, some of you, I think it's been a few years.
5 years since you've all been together?
Yes, 5 years.
It's a long time. And Barbara, by the sound of things, Evonne had a pretty busy childhood, huh?
Oh, she was a terrible bedwetter.
You said that before.
And the world's worst tomboy. She was always trying to beat the boys.
And was there any inkling earlier on that she might get into tennis?
No way, she was too lazy. She didn't even walk till she was 2 years old.
But I made up for it, though.
And Ian, you actually played at Wimbledon with Evonne, didn't you?
Yes, yeah, it was in the mixed doubles in 1982 and it was on centre court. So I was just so nervous. And, it was the biggest thrill of my life, I think.
Thank you very much, all of you, for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank the Goolagong family.
God, you look
Evonne, your father is a keen backyard mechanic, and you somehow learned to siphon fuel from the car and end up nearly losing your life.
She was very, very sick, but so cute, she even won the heart of the matron.
Now, you haven't seen this lady since that accident which almost killed you, but we found her, and she saved your life 43 years ago, Nurse Dawn Dorahy. Yeah, so tell us a story.
Well, Evonne apparently tried to siphon fuel through a hose and managed to inhale some, which she ended up with inhalation pneumonia and very nearly died. It was really very serious. Evonne, being the little fighter that she was, she managed to survive, and along the way she won everybody's hearts, all the nurses and even the deputy matron. She even made Evonne a little nurse's veil and took her on rounds of the hospital every morning with her, Mike. It was really very lovely.
And even at 2, she was already a fighter.
She was a cutie and she was a fighter.
Oh, thank you.
Evonne, at the age of 7, you joined the tennis club behind your back fence. Your mother makes your first tennis dress out of a bedsheet. True?
It's true. One of the other girls came up to me and said, she said, "Oh, I love your tennis dress. Do you think you can ask your mother for the pattern?" I said, "I don't think she's got a pattern," and I was too embarrassed to tell her it's made out of sheets at the time.
Well, it's not long before you make a name for yourself and start to gain media attention. When you're 11, there you are, Sydney tennis coach Vic Edwards takes you under his wing. By the time you're 13, you've won more than 80 singles and doubles age titles. You naturally spend a lot of time in Sydney, and the Edwards become your second parents. You divide your time between Sydney and Barellan. When you're 14, your parents allow you to go on your first date.
We went to the pitches. I saw stars and all she saw were tennis balls.
It's your first boyfriend, Colin Bandy.
Oh. Hello. I can't believe this. Is this a shock for you? Oh my God. Oh.
So Colin, tell us about the first date.
Well, we went to the pitches, which is the only place you could go to in Barellan. But all anyone could think about was tennis.
What were you thinking about?
Oh, romance, of course.
And you still live in Barellan?
Yes, yeah. We're all very proud of Evonne at home still.
Thank you.
Evonne, you brought us fame, you brought us rain. Go, Goolagong!
Fantastic. Thanks, Colin. Thanks very much. In 1966, you moved to Sydney full-time and attend Willoughby Girls High School. Your city mum, Mrs. Edwards, teaches you deportment, etiquette and grooming, while Coach Edwards keeps up the pressure on training. At 17, you leave school and meet 2 people who are to remain your closest friends to today.
Evonne was quiet and shy.
And I wasn't quiet or shy.
Isabel Tarago and Leslie Shaw. Isabel, if I could ask you first, you were with Evonne when she was first confronted by racism, weren't you?
Yes, Mike, in 1968, when Evonne beat a woman in Sydney, and she beat the woman and was first time said that the woman was beaten by a nigger.
And what was your reaction to that?
Oh, I was distraught. I remember at the time I shook the lady's hand and she said, "Well, this is the first time I ever got to play against a nigger." And I just sort of stood there and I thought, I was just stunned. I couldn't do anything. I stood there for ages.
I said to Evonne, believe in yourself, because that's what she's done. She's just done proud for Aboriginal people in Australia.
Hear, 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 hear.
I'm really proud of her and very honoured to be a really good friend of Evonne's. I love her very dearly. Thank you.
Here's a message from another Aussie tennis champ, John Newcombe.
Evonne, I have very vivid memories of 1971. It was the 3rd time that I'd won the men's singles, but your first time for the ladies' singles. But what I remember really vividly was at the Wimbledon ball when we did the waltz together around the dance floor there. Remember those agents that came up to us afterwards and they said, "You two are the new Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. We want you to go to Hollywood." Remember I begged you to go with me and we would have starred in all those movies, dancing our lives away, and you wouldn't come with me. Imagine how our lives would have changed if you'd have accepted that. Evonne, you've done yourself proud, you've done your family proud, and you've done your country proud. This is a very special night for you. Have a great time.
Evonne, by the time you're 18, now playing in the juniors, you boast another 60 titles. You then go overseas and start to play professionally. You win your first tournament in England, collecting £40, around $80, and you see snow for the first time. Now, soon, at a wine and cheese night, you meet a man who tries this line on you.
You don't seem to be having a terribly good time. Can I get you something?
It's your husband of 21 years, Roger Cawley. And that was certainly a very original chat-up line, Roger.
Well, she didn't really seem to be enjoying herself, but she certainly cheered up later on. Actually, we left the party, and as I remember, we ended up dancing on the 7th green of the Guildford Golf Course.
Would you mind taking a seat next to Evonne? Soon you start a series of matches against the world's #1, fellow Aussie and mentor, Margaret Court. You form a special relationship with her, become doubles partners, and then the greatest of rivals. Now, she couldn't make it tonight, but sends you this message.
You know, I look back at our past and we had some great times together, just practicing and training and working together. And I always enjoyed playing doubles with you. I never quite knew what you were going to do. And just representing our nation, I think, was some of the highlights of our tennis career. And, you know, I have always had great respect for you. You've been a great ambassador for our nation. Evonne, have a great night tonight, and I'll catch up with you sometime.
In 1971, you win the French Open. It's your first major tournament. You then go into Wimbledon as the #3 seed. You meet Margaret Court in the final, and you win in just 63 minutes. At 19, you become the second youngest woman to ever win Wimbledon. You return to Australia to victory parades from Sydney to Barella. You're soon the #1 woman in the world, and the Queen awards you the MBE for services to tennis. At 21, you sign a multi-million-dollar deal, the richest ever so far in women's tennis. Then 2 years later, you win the Australian Open and move to America. Around this time, you hit many lows. Your father, Kenny, dies after being struck by a car. Your boyfriend, Roger Cawley, is not replying to your letters. And you're very close to a nervous breakdown due to all your travelling on the tennis circuit. In 1975, you win the Australian Open and then travel to the UK, where you rekindle that flame with Roger by planning a dinner at a restaurant. Can you tell us what happened that night?
What happened?
Well, obviously had a great effect on my life.
We don't need to go into all the details.
Asked me to marry you?
I might have mentioned that, yes. Yes, I think I did propose.
Well, you planned the big wedding day for June 19th, 1975. This causes the final rift and separation with your coach, Vic Edwards. You go on to win the 1976 Australian Open, the third in a row. And again, you're ranked #1 in the world. You then discover you're pregnant. And on the 12th of May, 1977, you give birth to your beautiful daughter, Kelly Inala. There she is. And in 1981, your son, Morgan Kaima, is born. Now, to tell us more about how these two came into the world, it's your Hollywood mate, Kenny Rogers.
Hi, Evonne. I'm really sorry that I can't be with you tonight. This is a wonderful night for you, and no one deserves it more than you do. I think it's only appropriate, truthfully, that I be included in this occasion because very few people know this, but your two children were conceived when you were with me. Have a good night. Try to explain that if you can.
Kenny says to explain it. Can you?
Well, not absolutely with him. I mean, he was in the same house, I'm sure, and the same boat.
I think the music really got to us after a while.
Well, let's meet your wonderful children, Kelly and Morgan. Hey, Morgan, how are you? Good. How are you? Kelly, you into tennis? You tennis?
No way.
No?
I got sick of tennis at a very early age.
What about you, Morgan? Are you a sporting fanatic?
Yeah, I like playing most sports, but recently I've been chose to play in the senior division soccer for Noosa.
It's pretty good. Sporting, prowess must really run in the family, huh?
Yep.
Congratulations. And tell us what your mum's been like over the years.
Mum, she's just been my mum, and it's hard for me to see her as Evonne Goolagong, the tennis star, and she's just been there supporting me, and I love her for that.
Evonne, you reached the final of the 1980 Wimbledon competition and win in 2 sets. The entire nation stays up to watch your win. You become the second mother in history to ever win the Wimbledon crown, and it's a feat no one has since been able to accomplish. Let's just have a look at that win.
Wimbledon Champion. She's done it.
You certainly were a rare breed in the tennis world and a breath of fresh air. Everybody else in the locker room was intense and competitive, and everybody was just so serious all the time, myself included. And in you'd breeze in, and you'd be laughing, and you'd be singing, and you'd be joking around, and just very carefree. And there's nobody else like you. I remember before a big finals, you were singing like 4 Elton John songs, and everyone was looking at each other in the locker room saying, where did this woman come from? Does she realize she's in the finals? Shouldn't she be a little bit more serious? You're very, very popular, and I just feel very fortunate that I came along at the same era that you did, and you certainly deserve all the good things that have come your way. So really, congratulations, and have a great evening.
Hi, Evonne. Good evening. I hope you're having a great time. And the first time, actually, that I met Evonne, she would never remember. I was a ball girl for Evonne in the finals of the Virginia Slims Championships in Los Angeles, where Evonne defeated Chris Evert in the finals. And afterwards, all of us ball girls wanted to get both of their autographs. We waited outside the locker room for about a half an hour, and Chris Evert came out first, and she was dating Jimmy Connors at the time, and she rushed past us with Jimmy Connors, and she was gone. But then Evonne Goolagong came out, and she signed everybody's autograph. And I tell you, that makes such a big impression on kids. But I wasn't prepared. I didn't think that she was going to sign all of our autographs. So the only thing that I had for Evonne to sign was my hand. I didn't wash my hand for days. Congratulations, Evonne. Have a great evening, and say hi to Roger, Kelly, and Morgan.
Hi, Evonne. Sorry I can't be there tonight, but I hope you're having fun. I just wanted to say what a great inspiration you were to all of us in that era, because you were out there young and successful. I'd also like to say what a great ambassador you were for the sport, a great champion and a great friend. Hope you have a lovely night. Enjoy it.
You yourself say that Aborigines can't cope very well with change, and you find yourself hitting terrible lows once you retire. When your mother passes away in 1991, you come home for her funeral and realise that you know so little about your heritage and family. Roger, what sort of a state was she in when you came home?
As you can see, we like to laugh quite a lot, but Evonne really stopped laughing. She wasn't the same person. And I think it was really in our destiny to come back to Australia.
So at the end of 1991, you do move back to Australia to live. And this is the perfect opportunity to retrace your roots. You embark on an odyssey around the country, learning about your people and finally realising you belong here. There you are. Now, somebody who helped you on this remarkable journey has travelled 9 hours from the Cape York Peninsula to be with you tonight, Mr. Tommy George.
Thank you so much. Oh, lovely to see you.
So, Evonne, how special is this gentleman to you?
It was just a pleasure to meet you, and I'm so glad you're here.
And Tommy, how important is Evonne to Australian Aborigines?
Well, it's not only for my people, for everybody in Australia.
Here. Yeah?
It's important.
Yeah. Evonne, how important was it for you to retrace your roots, to go back to traditional values?
You know, there was always something very strong inside me, and that's what it was. It was about my people.
And Ranger Tommy helped fill that void.
He certainly did, and it's a great pleasure to have him here.
Good. Thanks for coming, Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for coming.
Evonne, another great Australian and Aborigine to take the world by storm is Mundawai Yunupingu. He's a huge admirer of yours and joins us now. Now, Mundawai, you two have a fair bit in common, don't you?
I guess we have, I think Evonne and me, we're kind of globe-trotting all over the world, and I guess we're ambassadors and...
Past Australians of the Year.
Very much so. I think Evonne's a great Australian icon and a great inspiration to all of us, I think, and I'm proud of her.
That's great. And I believe you're going to take us out tonight with one of your songs, is that right?
A special song that I partially wrote in America while I was touring with Midnight Oil. This is called Your Kind of Life.
We've lived in now for a long, long time, even to this day. And the going's been rough, but our feelings bright, like the honey from the maple tree. It's our kind of life, it's alright, that's what we write on the wall. I've been to New York, I've been to BC, and I've seen Hollywood too. And our oils were burning, shining like the sun, from the land of the kangaroo. This is my kind of life. This is your way of life.
Evonne Goolagong, this is your life.
Our guests choose to stay at the Hyatt Regency in Sydney and Sanctuary Cove Resort.
This is